Don't know if I can decipher how your mind works. Yeah, you leave me wondering what it's like to feel your skin. I will keep on trying till you give me a sign.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing another room makeover. I recently did a few makeovers over at my other sister's home, but today I'm at a different sister and we are going to be tackling a few rooms in her home today. So today we are going to be working on her bedroom and just making this a space for her and her husband to really enjoy. They are also having a baby in a few months, so we're kind of going to do a little bit of prep to share their bedroom with the baby because they'll only be here for a few months, so the baby isn't going to have their own room. So because the space is going to end up being shared, they need this to be really functional and make sure that it's going to work for everybody. So I am really excited to not only transform the space into a beautiful room for them, but also make it really functional for them as well. And I'm just really excited to do this for my sister and her husband. So let's go ahead and get to it.
I wanna hear you say that you only want me.
So starting out, I just wanted to show you guys a few clips of the before just so you kind of know what we're starting with, and then we're going to hop right into organizing and decluttering the closet for them. I really wanted to focus on this space because when I first came to visit them, their closet was kind of exploding, and my sister said that they typically will keep the closet doors open, and I feel like it's just such a cluttered space that definitely needs a little bit of attention. And so just by decluttering the things that they are no longer using or things that they don't necessarily need to keep in their closet, and then also helping her organize the space better, we are just going to make a huge difference in not only how it looks, but also how it feels and functions. So here I'm just starting out by doing one section at a time with my sister and just going through everything and letting her see what items she wants to keep and which ones she wants to donate. And she was so inspiring on this. Like, she just got rid of so many clothes that she said she never wears anymore or does not like anymore. And it was inspiring for me because it made me feel like, man, I really need to go home and focus again on my closet, because I felt like once she was done with this, her clothes were just able to breathe and she's no longer going to feel overwhelmed by opening the closet and seeing all the clothes that she no longer uses anymore. So I did want to take just a minute and tell you guys how much I appreciate you guys. I am so thankful to be able to do YouTube. This is such a huge passion of mine, not only as my creative outlet, but also just being there for you guys and helping inspire you guys and motivate you guys and helping you create a home and space that you are able to live in and raise your family in, and just be able to come together and share our tips with one another and just feel like we are all in this together, because we truly are. Life can be so incredibly hard, and it just makes it so much better when we're able to do this together. And whether this is your very first time on my channel or if you're a returning subscriber, I am so grateful for you guys. And as always, one of the very easiest ways to support me and my channel is to subscribe to the channel. It is completely free. All you have to do is just hit that red subscribe button and it will notify you whenever I upload a new video. So subscribing to my channel is the best way that you're able to support me in this. So if you have already subscribed in the past, or if you're just subscribing today, thank you so much. I just really appreciate all of you guys. So for today's giveaway, I'm going to be giving away a $50 gift card. You can pick to wherever you would like, but hopefully you can use this gift card to make over a little space in your home or just find something fun that you can enjoy, just to show how incredibly thankful I am for you guys. So all you have to do to get entered is just make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and then comment down below letting me know what store you would choose your gift card to be at. And that's all there is to it. So good luck, you guys.
Looking out with no parachute, you know I'm dreaming.
So like I said, as we were tackling her closet, we just went through one section at a time. So we started with her clothes that were hanging up, then we moved on to her husband's clothes, and she kind of did the same thing that I did when I was decluttering our closet for Kyle's clothes. And all she did was she just went through everything for him, and then he is going to be able to go through everything again, the things that she thinks that he doesn't wear anymore or doesn't use anymore, and then he's going to be able to kind of decide if that's for sure something that he doesn't want to keep or something that will end up going back into the closet. So none of his clothes are finalized and getting rid of, but it just kind of makes that process a little bit easier. And then once we were done with all of the hanging clothes, we moved on to all of the bins. And as you may have noticed, all of the bins that she had in here were just ones that she had previously before moving into this house. And although they did work, they really didn't maximize the space because they weren't large enough to fit the built-ins that were already in the home. And so not only was that space not really being utilized, but when you have built-ins with cubes or you have a cube organizer and you put in bins that are the wrong size, I feel like it makes the space look not as pleasing to the eye and just not quite as put together. So you'll kind of see the difference in having bins that actually properly fit the space. And it's such a small change, but it makes a big difference. So like I said, they are going to be sharing their room with their little baby when he or she arrives in a few months. So I really wanted to make sure that we were maximizing their space and really utilizing everything really well. So they had tons and tons of things in the closet that really didn't need to be in there. Like they had suitcases that could be held in their garage. They just had tons of random extra things in here that they either didn't need or use, or things that they rarely got out. So they really didn't need to keep them in such a prime location like their closet. And so once we cleared everything out, we were actually able to clear out an entire corner of their room that was holding all of their laundry bins, and we were able to put them right inside their closets. They're nice and tucked away, and also that's going to make room for a dresser that we are going to be putting together later on that will also double as a changing table once the baby arrives. Once the closet was nice and decluttered and organized, we moved on to starting to decorate the rest of the room. And the first place that I really wanted to start was the bed, because I had a really solid vision for what the bed was going to look like. And so I wanted to start there and just kind of let the room expand from that point. And also the bed, I feel, is kind of the focus point of a room. And so I really wanted to make sure that that turned out kind of how I was envisioning it. And so that's why we ended up starting with that part first. And I will do my very best to link everything that I can down below. A few of the items are actually things that came from my house originally, and so we're just kind of repurposing them here, but then some of the items I did purchase at different stores, so I will try to link as many things as I can down below in the description box for you guys.
Something about you I like, about you I like. You're crazy for saying I should slow down, but maybe I'm escaping the love we found. There's something about you I like, about you I like.
So here I'm just kind of trying a few different things out to see how we are liking everything and how we're going to end up wanting to set things up in the end. So every time I decorate in my videos, I always share with you guys, don't feel overwhelmed when you're decorating, because decorating is not just like you put things up and it's perfect the first time. It's a lot of trying different things until it looks right. And that's why I like to keep this part of the video in, where I'm trying different things and pulling one thing down and then putting something else up. That is all just completely part of the process.
I'm just too scared to settle down. There'd be many nights I got too high and almost left town. But there's something about you I like, about you I like. I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die.
So here's a quick tip that I learned from one of my other sisters. When you have some linens that are wrinkled, you can just toss them straight into your dryer with a few ice cubes, and the steam from the ice cubes melting in the dryer will actually help de-wrinkle your items if you don't have a handheld steamer or anything, and it's something that you can just set in there and forget, and it works amazingly. Okay, so next we are going to put this cube organizer together, and then I just brought a bunch of different things to my sister's house that we had at our house and some things that I got. So this is going to be my sister's nightstand, and then that room organizer, or that bin organizer, is going to be my brother-in-law's nightstand. They're going to be different, but I'll kind of explain why I chose different ones. And then these two right here, actually an IKEA dresser that Kyle and I had bought like months and months ago for our guest bedroom, but we ended up not using it. And so I think we're going to use that in their bedroom for like a dresser / changing table for their little baby. Kyle's going to put that together, so no wait till he gets back with the boys. They're just playing in the park, I think. So let's get to work.
We've been on and off again and again. I don't know which way we're going, no control.
So if you've watched my other makeover videos, you've probably seen me use these same cube organizers in different colors, and they are some of my very favorite pieces. I feel like they can just make a space completely functional, but the way they make them nowadays can look really high-end. Like this one in particular, I love it because it makes it really interesting having the white on the outside, and then it has the wood grain on the inside, and I feel like it just ends up adding a little bit of dimension and kind of making it a little bit more interesting to your eye, but it still keeps things really nice and bright. And then as I had mentioned, we are going to be using two different sets of nightstands. So I'm actually going to be using the cube organizer for my brother-in-law's nightstand because he really needed a little bit of extra space in his nightstand just to hold various items since they didn't really have a dresser in their room. And he also is going to have a little bit more space on that side because eventually they're going to have a bassinet on my sister's side. And so I knew we had a little bit of extra room to play with. But on my sister's side, she had a smaller area to work with, and so we ended up doing a more typical nightstand. But I kept them both white and made sure to tie them together with some decor pieces that I'm going to be using later on, and it ends up looking really, really well together even though they are actually different pieces. So even though typically you want things to be pretty symmetrical, a lot of times you can really get away with using similar items or similar colors and just really taking advantage of those similarities, and it ends up looking really good in the end. So my sister Kristen and I did not end up wanting to build this on our own. There was just a lot of pieces. We totally could have done this, but my husband is a lot quicker at this stuff, and so we just had him and the boys build this one for us. And if you're already subscribed to our family vlog channel, you probably have already seen this video over there. We kind of showed some behind the scenes, but if you haven't seen that one, I'll of course link our vlog channel down below in the description box, so you can go ahead and check that out and make sure that you're subscribed over there as well.
Going no control. You push me, then you pull me back in. We've been on and off again and again. I don't know which way we're going, no control. You push me, then you pull me back in. So give me a sign. Give me a sign. Oh, baby, just give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Just give me one more talking to you, and here we go again. Staying up all night to see if you've been texting me. Where do we go from here? I wanna go all in. So give me a sign.
Alright, Luke, you're learning the art of the hammer.
Yes, I am.
Okay, show us how it's done.
Give me a sign. Just give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Give me a sign. Just give me a sign. Just give me a sign. Give me a sign. Just give me one more.
Once the nightstand was built, we just started putting things back together on the bed and also kind of clearing off the mess that we had made. And then we focused on decorating the nightstands and just making it look really put together. So here again, we were just kind of struggling with how to decorate these pedestals, and so I just wanted to include that footage of us just kind of trying everything out and just sharing the process of how it's not picture perfect right at first. It just takes a little bit of trial and error until you find something that looks right. Here I'm just spray painting some square shelves that I got. I actually picked these up at Hobby Lobby for like $4 each. They were such a great deal, but they weren't necessarily the color that I was looking for. But with a few layers of spray paint, they were absolutely perfect. So this just goes to show if you have a few items in your home already or something that you found on clearance or you thrifted that's not exactly what you're looking for, a lot of times just a few coats of spray paint will make a huge difference. So I would definitely suggest keeping your mind open to that when you're kind of shopping your home or thrifting.
So hard to breathe, 'cause when you get too close, I lose my way and I freeze. I wish you knew what power you have over me, but now it's so hard to breathe. Just get me out of here. Just get me out of here. Just get me out of. How can you be so calm around me when I act desperately? You used to be the one getting crazy when I'd be hard to reach.
And to hang up most of the items in this room, I actually used monkey hooks. A lot of times I use Velcro command strips, but in this case I needed something that could hold a bit more weight. So I ended up using monkey hooks, and they are incredible for just putting a tiny little hole in your wall, and you don't need to use a screw or an anchor or anything that's going to rip a big hole in your wall. This is really great for honestly anybody, but especially if you're renting and you're going to have to patch those holes eventually, I would highly suggest finding some monkey hooks. You can find them at Walmart, at Home Depot, at Lowe's. They are just all over. I think they're even on Amazon, so I'll actually link some below for you guys, but they are just incredible.
'Cause when you get too close, I lose my way and I freeze. I wish you knew what power you have over me, but now it's so hard to breathe. Just get me out of here.
So this is the dresser that Kyle had built, and like I said, we had actually bought this dresser from IKEA last year. We were actually planning on returning it, but when my sister had told me that she's needing a changing table, I immediately went and searched on Pinterest, and tons of people were actually using this dresser and just changing it up by adding a changing pad. And I love that because then you're not having to buy one of those expensive changing tables, and then once your baby's done using a changing table, you actually just have a great dresser, and so it's something that you can get a lot of life out of. So I really loved being a little bit more creative in this way.
I wish you knew what power you have over me, but now it's so hard to breathe. Just get me out of here. I can't believe you're here. Can't get any words, no. I wanna be a week.
Here we're just hanging up these mason jar lights. I get these off of Amazon and I love them so much. I have them in multiple places in my home, and these ones are great because they actually have a timer and a remote with them, and they'll turn on and turn off every night. So it's just kind of like a set it and forget it type thing, and that actually worked great being on my sister's side since we didn't end up putting a lamp over on her table.
Best thing that has ever
The very last thing that we ended up doing in this room was just taking the mirror that she already had and just kind of turning it kitty corner in the room, and I felt like it made that space feel a little bit more high end and like it was actually meant to be there and not just a mirror sitting on the floor. So if you have an empty corner in a room, try putting in a mirror, and I feel like it makes the space feel a lot more open.
With every move I make, you're falling. The way my lips feel on your body, the way we're moving in the dark. With every breath we take, you're falling. I ain't got no time for romance, but baby, I don't want to lead you on. Not looking for something steady, not ready for that. I'm the best thing that has ever happened to you. Here's your time to shine, or show me what you can do. Make a move, the way my hands feel on your body, the way we're dancing in the dark. With every move I make, you're falling.
So this is how everything turned out, and I absolutely love her room. I knew from the moment I saw her room in the beginning, I knew we could make it something extremely welcoming and really aesthetically pleasing, and just a space that her and her husband could really enjoy together and relax together in. And I was just so excited to be able to do this makeover for them. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you got lots of motivation and inspiration on ideas on ways that you can make over your own space. Do not forget to get entered into that giveaway, and also check and make sure that you're still subscribed down below, because YouTube is being a little bit crazy and unsubscribing people. So definitely make sure to recheck and make sure that you're still subscribed. I hope you guys have the most amazing day, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.
The way my hands feel on your body, the way we're dancing in the dark. With every move I make, you're falling. The way my lips feel on your body, the way we're moving in the dark. With every breath we take, you're falling.
You're such a weirdo.
Why are you a weirdo? I'm so tired, that's why.